Obviously going to be going into some overdrive into the fourth hour today to continue to take your calls from other nuclear engineers and nuclear plant workers, people that want to comment. That you just heard a nuke sub builder working on reactors saying that appeared that the hydrogen exploded at first at the Fumachica plant number 1. That blew up Saturday. Number 3 today, and that the initial explosion is hydrogen, but then something else big happened after that when it shoots several thousand feet in the air, ejecting giant pieces of equipment. We pray that uranium/plutonium core, very dangerous, the most dangerous type reactor, now that we've done the research, a MOX fuel system. This is amazing. And we'll continue with your phone calls, obviously. I was going to have Gerald on today about Saudi Arabia announcing to roll troops into Bahrain under siege. What's happening in Libya, the open announcements of getting away from the dollar in the Wall Street Journal last week, the biggest bond company coming out and announcing they're not going to buy U.S. bonds anymore. I mean, it's like somebody opened Pandora's box. Gerald Celente, the premier trends researcher, joins us, trendsresearch.com, needs no introduction. Gerald, what do you make of the insanity unfolding?
Boy, you couldn't write a script for this one. It looks like the end of the world in so many ways, doesn't it? It's a little ahead of the Mayan prophecies, but they're right on their way. Alex, my book, Trends 2000, that I wrote in 1996, was a Warner book. You may remember this. We front-loaded the book on the breakup of the former Soviet Union and the pending nuclear catastrophes that were waiting to happen. And this is what we wrote just following the earthquakes in Los Angeles and in Kobe, Japan. The mighty quakes in Los Angeles and Kobe made a shambles out of the best of that modern engineers could do to make structures earthquake-proof. Indeed, in the wake of these events, the nomenclature had taken a beating. Building and structures once described as earthquake-proof are now called earthquake-resistant. We now see what happens when a big tremor hits an earthquake-resistant hotel or office building or highway. But what does happen when one of our, quote, safe nuclear plants takes a direct hit from a 7.5 quake? We wrote this, and by the way, I got sued from this group by the guy who took the photograph. Unfortunately, you can't see it. It's this woman holding a dairy cow by the chain, and the ad was put out by the Nuclear Council, the U.S. Council for Energy Awareness. And it has this photo. It was a full page in the New York Times magazine section. Dairy farmer Louise Eilenfeld values nuclear energy as a way to keep the air clean and the milk fresh.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Stay there. Come back and recap that, and then let's get into the tremors, the aftershocks, both literal and figurative, politically from this. On the other side with Gerald Celente, I'm Alex Jones of Infowars.com. Pray for Japan, but also pray for the West Coast, because there's no doubt radiation's coming our way. The only question is how much.
Alex has told you that the Mideast uprisings over food prices and shortages caused by fuel costs are spreading worldwide. We're seeing the impact right here in the United States. Ethanol, that was supposed to reduce petroleum use and fuel prices, hit a 30-month high in February, and pump prices are expected to reach $5 a gallon. Because of shipping costs, food is being priced out of the reach of millions of Americans, with an expected 35% jump in the next 60 days. Move quickly while you can still afford it, and eFoods Direct will pay your shipping costs for you. For the best tasting, long-term storable food, you pay nothing for shipping and can put every dollar into food at today's prices. eFoods Direct, food so delicious you can serve it tonight or save it for the future. Take advantage of free shipping by calling 800-409-5633. On the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, 800-409-5633, or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
You may be arrested and/or subject to other police action. tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used pure soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Gerald Celente graciously is going to be with us 30 minutes riding shotgun in the next hour. We're going to cover the economy, what's happening in the Middle East, the reactor meltdowns, the clear cover-up that's happening. Dr. Bob Bowman, nuclear physicist, will be joining us for about 10 minutes later in the hour, but Gerald will continue with calls with us into the fourth hour today. We'll also take calls this hour. On the front page of Fox News right now, they have a chilling headline. We'll put that on screen for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. Drudge has it as well. Nuke rods melting in 3 reactors. And then let's go back to the front page of Fox. Fox has the same headline, meltdown at 3 reactors. That's on the front page of Fox. So Japan has clearly been being deceptive here. There's the front page of Fox. Urgent nuke meltdown in 3 reactors. Now, again, I'm a pro-technology guy. I don't want to be a troglodyte. I don't want to go back to the Stone Age like the globalists do. But they only want to do it with their competition. And General Electric has been at the head with British Petroleum and others financing the greenie weenies to run around and shut down the clean-burning coal plants that scrub everything out but carbon dioxide and water vapor. That's why they call it carbon pollution. Now, they were toxic before. China has hundreds that are very toxic, no scrubbers. The lead blows over to the U.S. Major university studies in our articles at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. But, Gerald, you were finishing up with your book written over a decade ago where you predicted nuclear disasters with facilities on fault lines. You posted a newspaper ad in there where the nuke industry showed a woman with a milk cow saying she loves fresh milk and good at clean energy for the air, and you got sued over it. I asked you during the break, and you said that you won, and I looked it up, a famous fair use case. You actually beat them in federal court, but they certainly didn't want you. I've suddenly had the nuke industry all over my website putting out propaganda. I mean, my issue is, why do they build them on fault lines?
Yeah, and the other issue is that there's no such thing as a safe technology. Whether it's, Toyota recalling their cars or Intel recalling computer chips. And I was just listening to this guy from the Department of Energy at a press conference talking about how safe our nuclear power plants are. You're like, what am I, 6 years old when they keep talking to me like this? It really gets you after a while. And, of course, the prostitutes in the press corps over there, they let this guy walk all over them. Nobody really grills them. So it's a dangerous technology. Look, I'm just north of Indian Point nuclear power plant in New York. There's always these kind of findings that are coming out.
Listen, 3 Mile Island, we learned, was over 100 times worse than they had originally said. But going back, we've been scanning. Notice we're not seeing any close-ups since Saturday when Fukushima 1 blew. Fukushima 3 blew up spectacularly. It's got plutonium in it, the most dangerous type. One of these MOX fuel systems. We're seeing no up-close photos or videos. They're only showing old footage of the plant before it blew up. I mean, the size of these explosions, what do you think it's going to do to the other 4 reactors there at the facility? And they've got ongoing beginnings of meltdowns at other plants, and that's what the Japanese government's telling us. Imagine how much worse it probably is.
I heard the Japanese prime minister come on right after they announced that there was a problem, and it was no problem at all. That's the way it began. Here's the deal. I'm not a nuclear expert, but I can tell you this. When you see explosions like that, do you think anybody's there that's trying to fix this thing? Okay, I'll go into the next one and get blown apart for the country. It's out of control. I'm listening to all these people on the media. Well, the explosion was, there's a hydrogen explosion, but it didn't compromise. What it didn't compromise? Who knows? It's out of control. There is no control. There's no control there. There's no control with the economy. They're out of control with everything they do. You have rookies in charge.
Well, absolutely. Look, when I saw Saturday Fukushima 1 blow up, it looked like the Air Force had called in and dropped literally 100 2,000-pound bombs. I mean, it was just huge explosion, 1,000 feet in the air instantly. This one had to be 3,000 or 4,000 feet in the air, a mushroom cloud, giant pieces of equipment blown thousands of feet in the air instantly, and they're saying no problem with the containment facility.
I know.
Everything's fine.
I know. This is like, what do they got, Superman down there? I mean, who would be around there working there? These guys are scared stiff. This thing is totally out of control. And all these experts have been downplaying it since day one. And you know what they do to people like me? They call us an alarmist. When we made that prediction back in 1996 that these kind of things were going to continue to happen, you're an alarmist. I heard this guy, as I said, this energy official, our plants are built safely. Look what Mother Nature can do. Who could... They had the best technology in Japan against tsunamis. They have seawalls. They have it all. You can't protect against this. But these people think they're better than everybody. They're smarter than everybody. So that's one of the problems that we're in. And when, by the way, and very interesting, Alex, this has eclipsed the news of what's going on in the Middle East. It's like it's all over there.
Let's briefly shift gears into that. All sorts of demonstrations in Saudi Arabia, the suppression of the people, the foreign news, The Guardian and Al Arabia are reporting Saudi Arabia forces prepare to enter Bahrain after days of clashes. Crown Prince Bahrain expected to invite Saudi support following anti-government demonstrations in capital. Gaddafi's beating pro-Western forces. In Libya, riots are intensifying in other surrounding countries. All the announcements last week by Time Magazine, Wall Street Journal, that the end of the dollar is nigh. I mean, you said it. It's like somebody flipped a switch and all bedlam has broken loose.
It's funny, you know, we began writing the Spring Trends Journal, and that's how we began it, by the beginning of the new year. How this new year began without high expectations, and it went downhill really quickly from there. I've said this before, and you know that we are forecasting, it's already underway. The first great war of the 21st century has begun. These are all elements. This has nothing to do with democracy, theocracy, autocracy. It has to do with very few people having much too much and way too many people having very, very little, not enough. When the money stops flowing down to the man on the street, the blood starts flowing in the streets. And that's what we're seeing. The only reason we haven't seen it to this level in Europe, which really is where it all began, the revolutions, because of the austerity measures,